ready? Are you ready? Are you ready?
We all are.
Hi, and welcome to Tangents on Everything and Nothing. My name is John Simon. I'm here with Johnny Crone of Fins and Fangs. Fangs and Fins. Reptile store down in Spencer, Indiana. Yes, we have a pet store. You specialize in reptiles and fish, correct? Anything else?
I kind of have a bit of everything. So mammals come in, marsupials, all that sort of stuff. Anything that kind of comes in, I deal with. So.
Excellent. We had just procured a small fish from you, and a little white one. Don't have a name for it yet, do we? No. Yeah, let's see. When did you open?
11 days ago.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah?
Yep.
Okay. What inspired you to open?
I've always just been akin to animals, that sort of thing. I've always had animals all throughout my life. I've worked at, reptile stores and pet stores and all that sort of stuff, and I just kind of wanted to open my own.
Excellent, excellent.
It's a way of me to keep these animals without actually keeping them.
How long did it prep? How long did it take to hear that microphone squeak across everything there? I'm sure the levels just went.
Probably.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Yeah. What inspired you?
Just wanting to work for myself for once, that sort of thing kind of inspired me, and then I wanted to do something I like to do every day. I didn't want to get up and hate what I was doing, so I like working with the animals, so I decided to make a shop working with animals.
So let's go back in the past here. What was your first pet?
My first pet was actually a Pac-Man frog.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, can you hear those? I don't wonder if they can hear those. We do have specimens for you to see here in a little bit, but let's get to know Johnny a little more. What are your goals here in Spencer with your store?
Well, hopefully it's to bring people with pets, obviously, but to expand and grow some and have a larger variety of things for people to keep and have and supplies and all that sort of stuff for them.
Yep. Yeah, that old Pell's building would be great. No windows.
Yeah.
Just have to evict who's there. So.
Right.
Yep.
Cool. All right. You have a preferred pet?
I'm pretty partial to snakes. They've always been my favorite to keep and have. They're pretty cool to handle and hang out with. So.
I think that's a pretty good segue right there let's start introducing some of these animals you have here.
Sure.
Yeah.
I was going to say, what pets do you currently have in your household?
Actually, I've just got a ferret and a dog and some cats right at the moment. My other pets are at the shop. So that is the next animal we're going to show you in a minute, which is the giant Madagascar Hognose snake. So she's pretty cool. She's one of the biggest breeds of Hognose snake you can get.
Okay.
Let's make this easy. When you get up to get the animal, we'll switch places so that you're right next to where everything needs to be.
That works for me.
We have an assistant if you need anything as well. So come on through as we bring in. Does the Madagascar Hognose have a name?
I actually named her Raba.
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 And the Raba means?
Raba was actually, if you ever watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, it's actually the spirit that possesses the Avatar. Her name is Raba.
Nice. Yep.
The good spirit, anyways. The bad spirit was Batu.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Are you going to have a Batu?
At some point,
look at
hopefully
this.
she'll have a Batu. Yeah.
Look at this.
But yeah,
You're going to lift her up a little bit so she'll be in the
quite
camera.
cool.
Yep.
She's pretty
is
friendly.
Awesome.
They say they can fan out to look like a cobra whenever they're stressed out. I've never seen it.
She's bigger than your arm.
Yeah. She's quite large. Yeah, there's
Look
a
at
lot to her. It's about the biggest she's gonna get, more than likely.
Just under 6 feet, maybe?
Yeah, something like that. I haven't measured her recently, but yeah.
And how old is she?
I don't know, actually. I got her in a trade. I had a 10-foot red-tailed boa, and she was a lot to handle, which they are. They're a lot to heat and whatnot. This guy really liked her, and he said, I'll trade you this snake along with another smaller snake. And I just decided to go with it because she was really cool. I've never come across another one like this.
All right, Jeremiah, how's our focus there?
You guys are in focus.
Is the snake in focus?
Mostly.
Mostly. All right.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about this breed.
So they're one of the largest breeds you can get of hognose snake, actually. They're not that widely bred in captivity just yet, but they are popping up more. They come from Madagascar, the normal temperature for snakes, 90 degrees, that sort of thing. So yeah.
All right, knowing about the hognoses around here, what's her diet?
She eats primarily rodents. Yeah, I feed her medium rats to small rats. She really enjoys them. I don't do live. As you can see her tail, rats can eat through a snake with no problem. This is from the previous owner where it was eaten a little bit, but she obviously defended herself. But I'm hoping that comes out with the next shed. It's not too painful for her right now.
Yep. So yeah, so live, feeding live is not good for your snake or any reptile for that matter. Not only can they be disease-ridden or whatever, the snake can be damaged heavily by their claws and teeth and acquire all sorts of wonderful infections or even be killed by its prey.
Yeah, so if you do feed live, I would just suggest that you watch it very closely and know where you get your rodents from.
Yep. She's absolutely gorgeous. How old did you say think she was?
I don't know. If I had to guess, she's probably 3 to 4 years old, if not a little bit older.
Yep.
There's a little hiss for you. She's like,
Yep.
leave me alone. They're actually usually pretty shy snakes. They prefer to stay hidden.
Yep.
Ground heat is usually best for these guys because they don't really like to come out and bask. Yeah, they're pretty playful. I know they play dead. I've never seen her do it because she's
Curious.
yeah, she's pretty curious when it comes to it. But yeah,
She's definitely lost her fear of humans then.
yeah. I usually let the customers hold her because I know she's super nice. She's not gonna
Humans
get
are
anybody.
feeders, not friends. I mean,
The cool things about these guys is they actually got an archaic, like the first forms of venom that was shown up in snakes are the rear-facing fangs. So she's actually still got technically poisonous. It's about the equivalent of or venomous. So at the equivalent of a bee sting. So you may get a bruise or something like that, but they're also rear-facing, so she's gonna have to chomp and chew into your arm.
Okay.
So yeah, so it's not that big of a deal.
Yep.
But yeah.
Gavin, any questions?
So as far as the fangs, are they rear fangs like the ones we have here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or like the ones we have here are meant for like popping toads and stuff?
Yeah, well, this is just so she can kind of inject her venom. They're just really old things, not very useful anymore, really, because she really mostly constricts when she does do it. She wraps them up and stuff like that.
That's interesting.
But yeah, they're like right here at the edge of the mouth and the back. I would open it for you, but I don't think she would like that. But yeah, she's pretty cool. They're really friendly.
She's absolutely gorgeous. Look at that.
Yeah.
Got really good color
Yeah.
where it fades in and out.
A few scars, unfortunately, but
Yeah, that does tend to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that does not keep her from being beautiful.
you know, it'll fade away with some time and a couple sheds. Yeah.
How often does she shed?
Now that she's full grown, once a month, maybe once every 2 months, something like that.
Okay.
But yeah. There she is, making her noise.
Yep. Anything else you want to add, Gavin? Or not? You're the one. You're the one who usually have questions about stuff like this.
I'm just absorbing.
Yeah. I'm looking at that checkerboard pattern all across her. It's just
She's
that is
gorgeous.
phenomenal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm half tempted to try to zoom into it.
that doesn't have zoom.
Move it closer then. Ruin everything.
Then you'd have to focus.
Mm-hmm.
Look at her.
I am focused. I'm focused on the snake.
Yeah, everybody's focused. So, how long can you expect her to live?
I expect her to live 20, 30 years plus.
Nice.
Yeah. There's actually a few issues with her
Mhm.
that are a little bit unknown. She has these nodules on the sides of her tail and body, which can shorten her lifespan. You can kind of see the little bumps
Mhm.
right there. There's some other ones that protrude too, but not a lot known that I know of is known
Mhm.
about these guys. But I know it will shorten her lifespan.
Could those be like subcutaneous parasites of some sort?
She's trying to go under the couch, by
Well,
the way.
I'm not a scientist, so I really don't know. I'd have to take her to a vet to really find
Oh, no,
out.
she's
But
behind
for
me.
the most part,
Yeah.
I know it's pretty harmless,
Exploring.
except for
Yep. Oh, she's beautiful.
it's not an immediate threat to
No.
her. Yeah, she's like, that was my hide.
And that's actually another good question is, what do you use for veterinarian services?
There's not too many vets around here that see reptiles, but I do know that Blooming Paws does see vets, and if
Okay.
not, you can go to like Avian Exotics up in Indianapolis, places like that. Yeah.
I know a friend of mine works at Arlington Heights, and he was always a reptile person growing up,
Right.
but I don't know if he ever, while he was studying in veterinary, I
Right.
don't know if he learned anything about it other than, hey, if I ever had one of these, then
That's what I would do.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
it definitely takes some specialization and.
right.
She's like, I'm getting away. Let's take a quick picture over here.
Smile for the camera.
There's your
Oh, there
smile.
it is.
All right.
All right. Well, she's getting a little agitated. We'll put her back.
Yep. So that's actually a pretty good sign. Gavin, would you have anything to say about noticing what are good signs of an agitated snake?
Well, more sporadic movement, a lot of hissing. There's
Yep.
usually a lot of hissing before they try to strike you. More often than not, they're not trying to hurt you when they do strike. It's more to scare you off. I mean, they can't eat you, so there's no point in wasting that time and effort or venom if they have venom to kill you. So it's usually just to scare you off. But she will hiss. She'll hiss when she gets a little upset.
Right. So those people out there know the snake is not chasing you. The snake is just really saying, leave me alone 99% of the time.
Yeah.
Give or take a percentage point.
They may rear back and stuff like
Yep.
that. It's just a warning for the most part.
So.
Like most animals, they tell you what's going on, and if you don't pay attention, if you ignore the warnings, that's when accidents can happen.
Right, yeah. I wouldn't suggest anybody pick up a snake they don't know anyways. It's never a good idea, so. Yeah.
Right. Do you want to bring out another one?
Yeah, we can move on to the next one. The next one's pretty cool. We'll start with the small one here.
And if you have any questions for Johnny, please feel free to post them in the chat.
Or if I've gotten any information wrong, let me know. I'm not all-knowing.
Nope.
But this next one is pretty cool. She's super cute. It is a baby Savannah monitor. You can kind of see her a little bit. She's real small.
She's going to get, body-wise, maybe around here.
Yeah. And her tail's going to get real thick, too. She's huge, yeah.
Yep.
And she'll eat, rats and mice and stuff like that. But when they're small like this, they'll eat bugs and crickets and things.
Whatever fits in the mouth, right?
Yep, pretty much. Yeah.
Now, with proper feeding and care, how long will it take her to get full grown?
I would say about 2 years, 2 to 3 years, something like that. But yeah, she might be a shop pet because a lot of people don't understand that you need a 6-foot cage, 4 foot wide, UVB, a lot of heat, and all that sort of stuff.
Almost an entire room.
Yeah. I mean, ideally that would be the best thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of people keep them outside in their backyards, things like that.
And out here, that'd only be for a few months a year.
Yeah, you'd have to have an inside place for her to go. But yeah.
You can move closer if you want.
I'm good.
She's pretty friendly. Most
Yep.
reptiles are. Like I said, she can't eat me, so she's not gonna try and bite
No.
me. But yeah, she's just like,
So
put
just
me down.
Yeah.
Just put me down. Yeah. Yeah, she's pretty calm when it comes to it. She just wants to go back to her hide. She had a pretty big meal this morning. I gave her a super worm. She ate the whole thing.
Adorable.
Absolutely. Sorry, no close-ups. Our
Yeah.
other camera battery died, so my fault. Yeah. And how old did you say that one is?
She's just a baby. Yeah, so just a couple months old.
A couple months.
Yeah.
Yep. So imagine going from, call it what, 3-inch body to a 1.5 foot long body
Yeah.
by 3 feet in diameter.
Not including tail, yeah.
I'm definitely not diameter, more circumference, but still.
They get fat.
Yep.
But the next fatty we got here is the cane toad.
All right.
These guys are pretty cool. They are native to South America.
Nice.
Jumping.
Oh, he's trying.
gosh.
He's trying.
What?
Somebody's got a lot of shed. He's super stressed out right now, so he's making all this slime, but super invasive, technically poisonous. Only if you eat it. They're sorry about that. Yep, he's got a lot of slime on him. He's not too happy. He's been making that stuff. Definitely wash your hands afterwards. It's not good.
Yeah.
You're not really supposed to hold them without any gloves and stuff like that. But if you have cuts in your hands, it's really the biggest worry. Their poison nodules are see, that's their secretion. He's stressed out, so he's going to secrete that. A lot of people will lick it to get a good trip off of it. So
Don't do that.
at the shop, $10 a lick. But but no, they keep them back here. They destroy a lot of ecosystems because a lot of larger things will eat these guys, and then they die obviously because of the poison. They also eat anything they can fit in their mouth, so that destroys a lot of things too. So they're really wrecking through Australia right at the moment.
And they have no natural predators.
Yep.
I want to point out a really interesting thing about the cane toads. Even the tadpoles are deadly toxic.
Yeah.
So there is no life stage of this toad that is not
It's okay.
safe for other animals.
Bump the table.
So yeah. Definitely come down to the shop and check him out. He's always on display.
Yep. This is the point where we
Gotta clean
remember.
up.
Anytime you handle a reptile, you need to wash your hands.
Yes.
Now with that particular toad, you have to wash your hands almost immediately. You should do that anyway. Just in this case, there's a lot of excess because of the
really stressed out
slime.
from being moved
Yep.
and whatnot. So that's what he
It's
does.
trash can.
It's
Yeah,
behind the 3D printers. Yep. So, the cane toad, pet or for sale?
He is for sale, actually. Yes.
Okay.
So I'm hoping he goes to a good home. Somebody has some, pretty good knowledge of these guys and enjoys them. They're a lot of fun to watch, especially when they eat. Yeah. They also swallow their prey whole and alive, so they don't got any teeth. Just a really sticky tongue that nabs them, and that's it.
Would you recommend a diet of fireflies so you can see them glow on the inside?
I don't think you'd be able to see him through all that fat he's got.
No, he was definitely fat. Yeah.
You want another one?
Yeah, maybe.
Probably like 3 or 4 more. If you need to, we can. You can go wash your hands, and we can talk about something else while it takes.
Let me wash my hands because I got a lot of smaller animals here that would be really susceptible to that sort of.
Yep. So it's better to be safe than sorry. So while Johnny's out, we're going to talk about a few things that I wasn't able to prep because too many other obstacles turned up today. For those of you who have been paying attention or listening, we have a podcast coming up which should be debuting in June. So far, we're looking at the first week of June. We're going to start recording here real soon, and it's called The Necromantic Empire. In this case, instead of the standard game where people are playing the adventurers and have a quest and an end goal, these are going to be a few people who are actually the encounters. They're going to be given jobs to do and adventurers to stop and adventurers to give certain things to. All in the name of The Necromantic Empire. So that'll be debuting soon. I was going to have a logo to show, but I didn't get that loaded in time because new equipment means new issues and stuff. Other than that, Jeremiah will be playing one of the characters. You want to come over here and tell us about your character a little bit?
I can.
Okay. I feel like we've done this before, but we're going to repeat anyway.
Yep.
All right. So, this is Jeremiah Freeman, for those who don't know. He's going to be playing the character. What's your character's name?
Creeth.
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 All right. Creeth is a warg. He's adolescent warg.
Yeah, a very, very large dog-type creature. Mostly communicates with, like, empathy and barking and grunting and like a in my head, he's going to play like a husky. Like your typical husky dog. Very emotive, very, very in-your-face kind of thing.
Would you like to give us an example? Oh, you can do better than that. That's better. Okay. We do have other characters we're going to try to bring on before they play, and this will be strictly a podcast, so there'll be no visuals.
Yep.
Except for how well we can articulate or not articulate whatever's going on. Meanwhile, Johnny's back. Look for Necromantic Empire coming the end of May, beginning of June, most likely beginning of June. So, heads up, we were talking about the show coming up that we're going to be doing is called the Necromantic Empire, and it's a D&D game where they're playing they're playing the encounters rather than the adventurers. I don't know if you're familiar with D&D or not, but that's what we're going to work on.
Dragons?
Absolutely.
Well, that's about all I know about it.
Okay. Well, hopefully you can tune in too. It'll be through the Radioactive Shack in time of your Half-Life. Links will be popping up all over the place as soon as I can do that. Meanwhile, what's next?
So the next one is actually pretty cute and cuddly for the most part. I've only been bit once, so it's not too bad.
Only once.
Make sure you don't run off here, but these are what I call degus. So they're kind of akin to the gerbil, so they got that gerbil tail on there. So they're pretty cool. They come from Chile. I've got a couple of these guys. I got one male and two females, and I'm trying to get them to breed right at the moment. So they will be available at the shop as soon as they have some babies. They've been going at it pretty vigorously lately, so I'm hoping to have them soon. But they're pretty friendly. They're fun to handle. You can get a little
Say they're like gerbils. Okay,
Kind of,
what is the care requirement?
Pretty much the same as a gerbil for the most part. I know there's like a lot of grasses and like the hair grass stuff you'd feed like a guinea pig and stuff like that, the grasses. I feed them a mixed diet of what I feed my rats. So it's just like an already pre-made food in a little block, and they seem to like it a lot. But yeah, I try to give them a couple other things. I mean, I give them, you can give them carrots and some stuff like that, but they say once a month for these guys because they primarily eat that grass. But yeah.
Now, coming from Chile, do they have any temperature requirements for their cages?
No, not that I've read. I keep them about the same as any other, like the rats and stuff that I have. They seem to be just fine with that. They like to chew on everything. They'll chew right through everything they can, and
They like to poop on everything.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Why there's wipes.
Yep.
But yeah, they will chew through everything. They like to climb. They're really good climbers. They climb over everything as fast as possible.
Ready to make you Instagram famous here. There we go.
Super cute.
Yep.
It's kind of like a squirrel and a rabbit mixed together. But yeah.
And how long can you expect them to live?
I would say 5 to 10 years. I wouldn't expect much more than that in captivity with well care and whatnot. But yeah.
That seems to be better than a rat.
Yeah,
so
a
for
little
a
bit.
rodent pet, that's
Yeah.
and they are rodents, correct? Are they rodents
Yeah.
or okay?
Yep.
That's pretty good lifespan then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, you've showed us 4 pets so far. I know different pets are easier to take care of than others. Are these difficult pets for your average person to have, or?
I would say the cane toad and the Savannah monitor are pretty advanced pets.
Okay.
Coming with like being the handling and the poison that comes with the cane toad, and then the Savannah monitor is just the size, the sheer size that she gets to. A lot of people find that they're cute when they're small, and then when they get these big, they grow up to these big giant lizards, and they don't know what to do with them. So they get dropped off at places like Petco and PetSmart, some place that still can't quite handle it. So
Yeah.
so I think she's probably going to be a shop pet as well. That way I can grow her up and kind of show people, this is how big she gets. This is what, this is what's going to happen.
Okay.
So that they know. Yeah.
And
Excellent.
your shop, is it going to cater to everyone of different skill levels of handling pets and stuff like that? Are you going to have the equipment to?
For the most part, I'm really struggling with space right at the moment because the shop is pretty small. But yeah, I'm trying to have everything I possibly can for a wide range of animals.
All right.
Okay.
Since we're speaking of that, okay, the address for your store.
Is 109 South Main Street, Spencer, Indiana, 47460.
That's the southwest corner of the courthouse square.
Yep.
So.
And yeah, for those who've been there for all the previous businesses, it's small. So hopefully we can help this person get up and expand into one of the bigger buildings downtown. Would really like to keep you downtown. That would be awesome.
Yeah, it would be pretty cool.
Yep.
A lot of the kids like to come by and look, pet the animals. I let everybody hold the animals if I can. Mostly the ones I know that are nice. But yeah.
Now you sell like for the reptiles and stuff, you sell feeders as well?
Yeah, I do. I know we talked about live earlier, but I do have live. I try to cater to those people that do enjoy giving live, or however they feel like they should feed their pet. I mean, I get it. If somebody wants to feed their animal that usually eats live things live, I get my rodents from a local breeder who I believe has really good stock in rodents and stuff like that. It's Hoosier Mouse Supply. They do really good. They usually see them at the
we used to use
shows.
Those. Yep.
Yeah, so she's got a pretty good stock over there. So yeah, I trust her rodents.
Okay, and what about insects for your insectivores and your smaller?
Yep, I've also got, I'm working on getting more in, but for right now, the basics of crickets, mealworms, dubias, waxworms, those sort of things.
Dubias are fun.
I was just talking to somebody. I have a cricket recipe that I've made occasionally for myself and for human consumption, roasting them and stuff like that. Somebody said you should try mealworms sometime because they're higher in protein per weight ratio.
I've got some really big mealworms over there that you would probably enjoy eating.
Okay, yeah. I am that guy.
You're 2 blocks away. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now I know that you have a curly hair, correct? Curly hair tarantula
tarantula
in the store.
Yeah.
Do you have any? Are you going to potentially carry other arachnids or say other insects like the Madagascar hissing roaches and stuff like that?
At some point I am going to get stuff like that in. Like I said, we're still working on space and getting everything to be able to fit in there and be able to have everything properly and make it usable and functional.
Now, say you don't have it right now. Is it something somebody could come in saying, I'd like to get a...
Yeah. I do a lot of special ordering, like on the fish. On the fish, I try to keep the nicer things in the store, and like the bigger fish and the more aggressive ones, I usually do on special orders just because I don't have enough tanks to be able to house all this sort of fish and keep them safe and healthy. So yeah.
So, even though space is limited, you can place special orders at Fins and Fangs. That's pretty awesome. Yep.
On reptiles and fish.
Fantastic.
You're pretty knowledgeable about what you carry, obviously.
I try to be.
What if somebody wanted to branch out?
how would they learn about it? Is that something they could ask you about, or do you have pamphlets? Or?
Yeah, I'm working on some more care sheets right at the moment. So when
Okay.
they do purchase an animal, or if they want to read about it beforehand, I
Mhm.
do have some care sheets.
Okay.
The ones that I do have in shop, I usually make those when I get a new animal in and whatnot. So,
Okay, cool.
So your axolotl. I know it's only been a couple days. How's she doing?
She's doing pretty good. Her gills are growing back. We did
Awesome.
have another small fungus issue, but I'm hoping to get rid of that again quite soon. I'm going to try probably some new techniques that a lot of people have been suggesting, like putting her in a tub and then putting her in the fridge, because it'll slow down her metabolism and not allow that sort of stuff to grow as quickly. And also the cold is going to keep the fungus from growing. These guys do like the colder water. They like to stay in cold water. They come from the mountain. So usually I keep her around 65, 68, something around there. There's lots of ways to keep the tank cool, but that's probably the biggest thing with those guys is keeping the tank cool and the funguses away.
Nice. So for those of you who want to go see an axolotl, head on down Fins and Fangs. She's Fins and Fangs. I'm tripping over myself as I normally do. She's absolutely gorgeous because, well, she's an axolotl.
Yeah. And I hope to keep those in stock regularly too. So yeah.
Nice. Okay. Any animals at the shop that you would say are a little harder to get at the moment? Maybe harder to get's not the right word. Slightly more exotic. I know your space is limited, but what would you say you have that's...
Probably the Amazon Tree Boa. She's pretty exotic. She's actually wild caught. She's a garden variety. They typically are pretty aggressive and nippy when it comes to handling and stuff like that, but she's never tried to bite at me or anything like that. She eats really well. She's all around a pretty good snake, actually, yeah.
How long would you say she is?
She's really slender, but I'd say she's at least 5 feet. Yeah, she doesn't really uncurl too much, and I don't want to force her to, you know.
Yes.
But yeah, I haven't measured her quite out, but I would say about 5, 6 feet.
So 5 feet, 6 feet sounds like it's pretty long.
Yeah.
But these snakes are more ribbon-like, right?
Yeah, they're real slender. They're real skinny
Yeah.
snakes. You can kind of hold them like in your hand, pretty much. They'll just ball up.
Yep. So imagine something that's maybe about the diameter of a quarter that's 5 feet long.
Yeah, it's super long.
Yep.
Yeah.
You'd you showed her to us. She was really docile because we've had a few that they can be very sensitive. Is that the right term? Would you say sensitive or just picky, touchy?
All of the above.
Emotional.
Yeah, they're emotional. So you generally want to
Very
keep
bitey.
Temperamental.
Very bitey.
Yeah, and
But she
she
seemed
was
really,
amazing.
really
In fact,
chill.
you can pull her out, no problem,
Yeah.
right out of her water. She was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, she just
Yeah.
wants to go back to her climb. You know,
Mhm.
she really likes to climb. So.
That's good to hear. Yeah. Was that all you have to show us, or
That
anything else?
is unfortunately all I have to show you for
No.
today.
I think you
Yeah.
did great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I tried to get you guys a good
Yeah.
variety of snake,
Yeah.
a monitor, a frog, and
Definitely did
a
that.
degu. But yeah.
Okay. So, what's on the horizon for your wish list? What's your holy grail of animals to have as a pet?
To have as a pet?
Mhm.
Gosh, I mean, there's so many that you want to have as a pet. The practical ones, I would like to get probably a black throat monitor. They get huge,
Those are
like
nice,
massive.
yeah.
Yeah, those would be a really cool pet. Something
Oh,
like
yeah.
a guard lizard. So, those are pretty cool. But yeah, it's probably the ideal pet I would like to have.
Nice. Gavin, I'm going to ask you, ideal exotic pet.
Cassowary.
Cassowary, yeah, I can agree with cassowary. That'd be
Can't
great.
have it.
Now,
Can't afford it. Can't deal with the danger.
yeah, cassowary is a 6-foot bird with a 6-inch dagger on its foot that likes to use it. Oh, but they're also herbivores, so hey.
Yeah.
Jeremiah, yours. What would be your exotic pet?
Oh, I like emus, but I like chasing emus.
So you get to vicariously play with emus. Yes.
Exactly.
Yep.
Gotcha. Yeah, let's see. I'd want a koala. That's it.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's about as exotic as I want to get. But at the same time, I know about koalas, so I don't want a koala, if you know what I mean. Yep. Where do you see yourself going with this business?
Hopefully, straight up, expanding, like I said, having better setups. I don't really particularly care for the setups I have just at the moment. I would like to get actual, made things for that, but I'm working with what I got right at the moment.
Let's start with what you have here.
Yeah. Better, better fish tanks. That way I can hold more variety for people instead of just, some of the easier, what you see all the time kind of fish.
Mhm.
I will have some kind of more cooler fish like the green spotted pea puffer. And I should have some rope fish in, a couple of those, which are pretty neat. They're fun to watch. Yeah, it's mostly it. Just expanding for it at the moment, but yeah, better setups, lighting centers, that sort of stuff, actual tank setups and stuff like that. Yeah.
Now, when I was in elementary school, one of our teachers was a bit of an animal person. He had a few snakes that we could handle, a few rodents and stuff like that. Have you reached out to any of the schools, or have the schools here reached out to you or anything?
They haven't, no, and I haven't really reached out to any schools.
Is that something you'd be interested in then?
I've never really thought of myself as a teacher of sorts. Just,
But a show and tell kind of thing.
Yeah. I would definitely be interested in something like that. I wish I'd had like some cooler pets to bring in, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you got some pretty cool ones to bring in already.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They are
yeah.
pretty
That's a
neat,
good
but-
start. I mean, the crown is right now the Madagascar.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
she is
my
gorgeous.
favorite.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest were still really just as intriguing.
Yeah.
We definitely will. Attention library, we will be cleaning up. Don't worry.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, and speaking of the library, we're in the Owen County Public Library once again, and it's just an amazing space filled with opportunities for everyone in the community. You can come here and use their free Wi-Fi, park outside the building, and use that Wi-Fi for homework purposes or downloading different musics, like on Kazaa or LimeWire. I'm dating myself here just a little bit, but
Okay, in all honesty, you're going to be blocked from doing stuff like that because the library does have really strong restrictions. But as far as educational, entertainment-wise, yes, you can sit here and watch Netflix out in the parking lot if you want, or you can sit there and figure out how does that calculus work. I don't know, but that is available. Also, you have the tech lab, which is what we're in now, which consists of 2 gaming computers, a couple of Wii's, some laptops, a 3D printer, and a place for you to record your own or broadcast your own shows.
one right over here, one right over there, all around us. You can see it all.
That's right. And you have your usual things of an entire library of movies, music, books on audio, physical books. You have the genealogy section, and there's a lot of stuff you can do here at the library. And even more so you can do online, because if you get Libby, I think it's still called Libby, you have access to over 200 libraries in the area.
Yep.
So thanks again to the Owen County Public Library for letting us do this. All right, and back to the show. We try to push them because they really do provide a lot. Right now, well, there was an English class, English for second, or English for
English as a second language.
English as a second language class is going on. Any minute now, we should have violins playing upstairs. So yes, there's a lot that happens at your local library. So check it out. What do you think of the library?
I've actually haven't been in here in like years, actually, since, I know it's bad to say, I probably should read more books, but...
You don't have to just read books.
Yeah. I prefer audiobooks, personally. But
They got tons of audiobooks.
Yep.
We did mention that. And the movies.
movies.
You can come out and check out a movie for free.
Oh,
You
yeah.
get it for 2 weeks. There's nothing. You've got your library card. I'm going to watch, name the movie here that they have. And they got a hell of a lot more than a Redbox.
I was going to say, it's a lot better than Redbox.
Oh, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
they recently abolished late fees also.
Oh, did
Yeah.
they?
So as long as you bring it back, you don't have to worry about, you can't check anything else out. But if you need to keep it an extra week, your movie keep it for 3 weeks to get it finished, bring it back, no issues.
Gee, Jeremiah, I don't know who'd need 3 weeks to watch a movie. Jeremiah.
Yeah, nope, not a clue.
Do they have damage fees or anything like that, or is it just...
There are damage fees if it comes back in disrepair or something like that. They usually ask you to replace the book or movie, media, whatever you checked out,
Yep.
but no late fees.
Yeah.
Cool.
That was a 2 years ago decision right before COVID, and it really paid off for them during
Good.
COVID. So
And that's the other, they're having a film festival. Have you been to any of the film festivals yet? Well, they're going to have their 4th this year. The 4th? 4th. And you still have time to enter it if you want, if you do short films.
I don't, but...
It might be
Yeah.
a good way to do a short film around your shop. And this
okay.
way you have a whole bunch of people watch it and go, oh, I didn't know that was there.
Yeah.
So just
Okay.
drop a little hint
I
there.
just assumed those
Yeah.
things had to be like super eccentric and,
Oh, no. We've...
black and white type of thing.
You could if you want. I mean, get as artisty as you want, artistry,
artsy.
artsy. Thank you. Or be as, I don't know, how would you describe that one? Be as monotone as possible in
Yeah.
an entire 10 minutes.
there was 2 documentaries entered last year, kind of thing. I'll
Yep.
use documentary loosely.
Yeah, that works.
But documentaries, just like fact finding, this is one of the parks, bike routes of Indiana, from somebody who likes to travel on the bike routes and different parks and stuff like that, where they were and how much it cost to enter each park. But it was
It definitely looked more like a commercial
Mhm.
because
Okay.
he kept showing me brands. But
Informational nonetheless.
that's right, and that'd be a good way for you to kind of show everything that's going on. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll definitely
Excellent.
consider it.
You have till May 31st to sign up,
Yep.
Okay.
and end of August to turn it in.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Are you going to ask me?
Okay, so we have this thing going on where he has to guess what I'm doing for the film
Okay.
festival this
Spoiler
year.
alert, John's putting forth another film for the film festival.
Yeah. So
And he's trying to keep it hush-hush under wraps as much as he can.
Yeah.
I've
Okay.
talked to John quite often, so I said it months ago that I'm sure something will slip to me and I'll be able to figure it out before
and
I
he
see it.
has till May 31st to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
So what's your guess?
It's going to be a musical. Slightly animated claymation musical.
Mm-hmm.
Featured around different color schemes. Like picture Fantasia in your head,
Mhm.
but you're going to use colors that you don't normally see, like the infrared blues.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I know you, red and blue together, infrared blues.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So,
Sure.
and you've got a couple people that
Mhm.
are talented in music
Yeah.
and claymation, and that's my guess.
You know, remember how far you've been before?
Uh-huh.
You're slightly closer, only in the aspect of infinity. If you like moved everybody one door over.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So in other words, you're totally off target. Totally.
I'll get there eventually.
Now I like that idea of trying to use the infrared and ultraviolet combined. That has an interesting aspect to it. I'll have to see if I can find a camera that can pick up both of those really well.
They have a lot of cameras these days that do one or the other.
One that I could afford. How about that?
$60.
All right, putting it on your budget. I expect 2 cameras in the mail.
2 cameras. Okay. Got it.
One that does infrared, one that does ultraviolet. So see what I mean by this show can go anywhere. We talk about a whole bunch of different things. And if you want to talk about something that's not reptile related, you can do that as well.
Well, that's pretty much my whole life is reptiles. So.
Can't imagine why. Yeah.
I do have a question. What made you want to set this up here in Spencer?
They don't have anything like that around here. Honestly, I figured it'd be kind of an untapped market a little bit, because the only other places are, in Bloomington, PetSmart, Petco, but people have a lot of issues with them. That's their own thing. I don't, but
Well,
we're
we've also
Atlantis.
had ones shut down in Terre Haute. One of the main fish stores that I would go to
Yeah.
out in Terre Haute's closed. They closed it, 2 years ago?
Just before the pandemic, they closed down.
Yeah,
so
just before
about
the
3
pandemic,
years.
they completely shut down. We knew they were kind of headed in that direction, but
Yeah.
I'm really happy to see somebody doing this local.
Yeah.
That's for certain, because I can't always drive, 60, 70 miles to
Just for 5 crickets.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, those finding out that it exists are still like, in Spencer?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not Spencer?
Yeah.
Spencer, Owen County has a lot to offer, and that's kind of what the show is for, is to help promote those things.
Okay, yeah.
We've done Stable Studios. I've had Mark Rogers on here. We've had civilians on here. We haven't brought civilians up much lately, but we like to because we really love your food, Ben. Keep up the good work. And I got to try that honey pale. Okay, are you listening? He's not listening. Hope he's listening.
We did have I hesitate to call it an exotic dog food store. here.
I heard about that actually from my
Possibilities.
landlord.
Mhm.
Yeah. Apparently, well, I mean, it went pretty quickly for certain reasons.
Yeah.
That wasn't really, I wouldn't call it exotic. They were just more specialty.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it wasn't just dog food either.
No.
He was carrying some goat food and some lamb food up there too.
Yeah,
but
you had your general pets, but
Yeah.
higher quality than just your off-the-shelf
Yeah.
low-protein food for them.
Well, bird feeders and
Mhm.
bird food and
Mhm.
stuff for the backyard, which was kind of cool.
so people are familiar with different pet shops in the area or different animal-related businesses and stuff like that. I think it's a good niche to slide into. I think
Yeah.
it'll be fine.
I was trying to, I mean, I get people from all walks of life, the old people, or older people, and younger people, and even, lots of adults.
Yeah.
Love that
Oh,
sort of thing,
man.
so.
Really good job not looking at John when you said old people.
Hey, you better. Yeah. You're actually gonna have quite a bit of fun with the younger crowd come in when they have the
Yeah.
events on the square.
Mhm. Yeah, they do.
So-
They all come around, they want everything, and then they want to hold everything, and
Yep.
stuff like that. So I
Yeah.
try to cater to them as much as I can.
Mhm.
Awesome. It's time to bring in all the little impulse buy stuff for the kids.
Yeah. Hopefully they at least walk out with a beta fish.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just recently picked up a beta, a nice little white one, which we've been looking for for years.
Really?
Yeah, and we saw one. How long ago was that? We saw the first one.
It's probably been a good 5 years, but
Or more.
With the way that they're breeding the Bettas now, they're upwards of like $30 to get a white one,
Yeah.
and
You got it for $9.99.
yes,
Right.
and I am thrilled.
Yep.
So very
Yeah.
happy.
It won't be long until we have like a shelf full again, I'm sure, right?
I don't plan on a shelf full of Bettas. We've
Well,
got too many cats.
I've got more coming in tomorrow. I've got show females this time, so they should be pretty.
Well, I will be
good
stopping
females.
in.
That being said,
At
yeah.
the latest, they should be here on
Don't
Wednesday.
plan on it. Plans change.
Well, plans do change. I have to go back to my designing that
That's right.
thing in the middle of the island so that I can have all my.
Yeah. There's
I
a little
bet it-
saying out there that says life's happen when you start making plans.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Expansions. Oh, really? Okay. Expansions. Do you think you'll ever do anything outside of the reptiles and fish, or?
What do you mean, like mammals or?
Well,
like,
you've got some mammals. I'm just like expanding into
like more foods.
standards
pet
or more
foods and
foods,
stuff like
maybe.
that?
Yeah.
If I had a bigger store, yeah, I would cater to
Mhm.
some stuff like that. Not too big on it because everywhere has that sort of stuff. So,
Right.
But yeah, I've had people come in asking for if I have stuff for their dog to chew on. And I said nothing but a lizard. You know. But
That'd be an expensive chewy.
yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, I would like to hope to keep some stuff like that, treats and some stuff,
Mhm.
small stuff at least.
Yep.
Yeah.
So are we redlining there?
Just a little bit.
Just a little. That's
The
probably
lots
me when
are
I
great.
laugh. Yeah. Okay.
With the fish, do you ever plan on going into marine or more brackish?
I do technically have a couple brackish water fish, but the way they were raised in saltwater, so it's pretty much okay for them to be in saltwater or freshwater. I'm sorry,
Okay.
freshwater, raised in freshwater, so it's okay for them to be in freshwater, like the pea buffers, or I have some goppies as well. The ropefish are also brackish. Same with I think the
Interesting.
green spotted puffers. I think I would have to double check, but yeah.
Awesome.
Nice.
Mhm.
But yep. I don't deal in saltwater just yet because it's super expensive. It's hard to keep. I mean, Petco and PetSmart have like a lot of contracts with them for like their salt and stuff like
You'd
that.
also
so,
have a setup time.
yeah,
You can't just.
to put it
go.
together. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's months in the working, so that's just something I'm not able to really
Yeah.
cater to. Unfortunately, that's
Mhm.
one of the areas I'm not able to cater to.
Glowfish.
Glowfish.
You should have glowfish during
I
any of
should.
the events.
Yeah.
So all the kids sit there, hey, glows in the dark, mom and dad, you gotta have it. So that would work,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Technically
Well, they're-
UV reactive.
Mhm.
There are axolotls that glow in the dark too. You guys didn't know that? Yeah.
Oh,
there's
yeah,
breed of
yeah.
them. They're,
Yep.
they're pretty cool.
Yeah, those-
That's we have one and we need to get another one.
yep.
I heard we need two. That's what I heard.
I wouldn't complain. I mean, you're not wrong.
Just gotta see how deep the pocket is, right?
No, I actually have to be good
Mhm.
and set everything up first.
Yep.
And be ready before I bring a critter like that home.
Yeah, they're not impulse buys, people. Okay, as much as I've joked about it, no, you got to. It's a pet. It's a living thing. You got to treat it right. So, what else do you know about axolotls besides they have some that are UV reactive?
I know that there are some that are called dwarfs, but they're not actually a breed of axolotl. It's actually a medical condition where they don't get enough nutrients or whatever it is when they're in a younger juvenile stage, and they end up being stunted in their growth. So they actually suggest you shouldn't breed those guys for that reason.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I wonder how detrimental that is to them. Besides the stunted growth, what other health issues there might be
Shortened
from that?
lifespan, special
Probably,
diets.
yeah.
I did have one that was sort of a dwarf. He wasn't too dwarfed, but he did have some of that. They'll have like fatter bodies, shorter tails, crinkly tails. Their tails won't be straight or anything like that. But yeah, he seemed to do pretty okay for the most part, since he wasn't too badly dwarfed or stunted.
Mhm.
How about a hellbender? I don't think they can. You can keep those in captivity, can you?
I don't know if those are protected species or not.
Well, whether they're protected or not, I don't know. Do we have the? Are they so sensitive when you take them out of their environment? You're risking a loss there to begin with. Be
I don't
interesting
know
to
enough
know.
about them. I know that they're endangered. That's why they say don't do the rock stacking thing in the creeks.
Yep.
We're talking about mud puppies, right?
Yeah, the big ones, the Hellbenders.
The native ones to
Mhm.
India?
Over
Okay.
like they have them in, I don't know if they're in the Ohio River, but these are the
3
big,
foot, 4
wrinkly guys.
Okay, so why is the stacking the rocks not a good thing?
Because when you're moving around the rocks in the water and stuff, you can actually crush the young ones, the juveniles
Yeah.
and stuff, and they've actually seen that happen.
And by doing the rock stacking, sure, it looks cool, but you just disrupted their whole ecosystem and possibly, while trying to leverage those up, crushed a few to death or injured them or.
No, I mean, I'm not saying don't go play in the rivers. Definitely, play in the water. Just
I didn't know they were actually that common.
they're not, and that's why they're.
That's part of the reason why they're not common anymore. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're keeping an eye on them, and I've never seen one in real life, and I do a lot of looking. I always out looking for
I
stuff.
think I still owe you a trip to Green's Bluff at some time too.
You do, yes,
So,
Turkey Run too.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
All these places you people go without any keys.
Yeah.
Well,
Greens Bluff is a nature preserve here in Owen County. It's I don't remember much of the history right now when I put myself on the spot, but there's 2 different entrances to Greens Bluff. There's one going through a graveyard, and there's one on the other side. But Greens Bluff is a canyon that was formed naturally thousands of years ago, but there's some cliffs there that you can scale. There's a creek at the bottom of it. My sisters panned for gold at the bottom in the creek a little bit and found a few flakes. So,
Nice.
sorry, Izzy, I ruined your spot. But but it's a really nice place, nature preserve. To get down to the creek, you park about 3/4 of a mile away. It's beautiful. Walked right up on some deer there. We stared at each other for a few minutes, and then they ran off. So, not a lot of people know about that side. They know about the other side. So, the one off of Johnson Road? No, not Johnson. What's the TV show? Porter Ridge.
Porter Ridge.
Yeah, that's the other side of it. You can get there from Porter Ridge Road or Sherfield Road.
He remembers the road from the show, not the show from the road. Yeah. Gotcha.
I'm a local. So.
Well, my snake hook is in the truck, so anytime you want to go.
Okay.
Ooh, that's something to talk about too later. Snake hooks. And a place to possibly sell them.
Yeah.
It's out in the truck.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you'd like to add, just in general, about your animals, about your show, or anything? Yeah.
I don't really know. You put me on the spot here, so I don't really know.
Generally, we try to keep it kind of smooth. If you don't have an answer, as you can see, we can always come up with something
Right.
to say. Talk about.
Sadly, I don't have an answer right at the moment.
Incoming inventory, or is that kind of on hold until some stuff moves?
I've actually moved quite a bit of stuff already. I had a blue iguana and bearded dragons and Pac-Man frogs and mountain horned lizards and things like that that have already gone. So yeah, I plan on getting some more reptiles. Probably not too many just yet, but some along the lines of our special order. But other than that, I hope to get some more bearded dragons in. A lot of people seem to like the bearded dragons.
Still popular. Yep.
Yep.
And
then
I'm personally kind of eyeballing the Aeromastics.
It's a lot of fun. He's still looking for a home.
The Aeromastics are beautiful. Yes.
Yeah. But there's some new fish coming in. Not too much on that end again, but some stuff.
So inventory is always changing. Come on down, take a look at it. If you have a special request, as long as it's available, he will oblige. And it's small, so expect it to be kind of cramped. Expect there to be a limited amount of stuff for now, but that doesn't mean that what you desire is off the table. Just keep in mind.
And also, animals smell, so there is a bit of a smell. I really try to not have that with like incense and stuff like that, but so there is that.
Anybody who deals with any of these animals should be well aware and ready for what animals do, and they do a lot. Yeah.
You mentioned opening up for some of the festivals and stuff like that. So we've got 3 or 4 festivals this year planned. Do you think you'll be ready in time to open up for
I'm honestly never ready in time for anything. I'm still just learning
Okay.
everything
Just
I
gonna
can.
go do it anyway.
Yeah,
right?
pretty
Yeah.
much, yeah.
That's
so
fine. That's great.
I don't know how exactly I'll handle those. If I'll just be open, or if I'll have like tables out front with, I don't know, like Betta Fish and stuff like that on them, or small
Mhm.
stuff. I'm not too sure just yet, but yeah,
Yeah.
they're always welcome to come on by though when those are open.
Okay.
And what are your hours?
11 to 7, 7 days a week for right now. I'm still working on the hours because it is just me running the shop. So expect those to change in the future just a little bit, not too much, but a little bit in the future, yeah.
11 to 6 o'clock tonight, right?
Yeah.
Well, I actually had somebody else watch the shop for me, so I didn't have to close early.
Awesome.
Yes.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Excellent.
Well, welcome, and we're really, really happy to,
Yes.
to see
Yeah.
you open.
Yep.
This is
I
fantastic.
appreciate it. Yeah, I'm really
Yeah.
trying. So.
I'll spread the word for you
Okay.
at my job.
So
Okay.
and
I'll
you get
see
a
you when you come in there, I'm sure.
yeah. You also you get a free thank you, and you mentioned you saw the podcast.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Unless there's anything else that you'd like to add, we can go ahead and end
I
it
think that's
there.
Yeah.
If you have anything coming up, make announcements. Let us know. We'll get you back on the
Okay.
show for it.
Yeah, for sure.
And
If
this,
you have any questions, you can email us, and we'll definitely forward the emails along and pass information as we can.
yep, just in case you didn't know, all the information is like right about here-ish.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, no,
so-
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see it here in a moment when we
Uh-huh.
like. All right, this will be available on Spotify and Anchor and a few other Google Cast, as well as you can watch it on Twitch for the next 2 weeks, or it'll be here forever on YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for coming out, and we'll have more for you next week. As always,